This video is going to show you how to do a taper with dark C cups. And by the time you're done watching, you should be able to understand that haircutting, or at least good haircutting, is only about shapes and shades, okay? Once you understand what guards leave the hair dark and what guards transition into that darkness, you'll be a lot better at cutting hair. So the first step is the zero line. It's pretty simple, pretty effective. This one I'm curving it a little bit, a tiny little bit. Now we have the lever open, and this step is going to go pretty quick. We're going to go halfway in the middle of both of these guidelines, and then we're going to close the lever all the way right now, and that's it. So if you see on the left side of your screen, I'm going to put the steps, okay? It should be like 6 or 7 steps, and then you should be done with the haircut. And as you can tell, we're already on step 5, and we went through the first 4 steps super quick because it's the same thing every single time. It's not like you're, I don't know, doing rocket science or trying to cure cancer. You're not doing any of that. You're repeating the same steps. Now we have the 3-guard lever open, and the 3-guard is a dark guard, okay? When I say dark guard, it just means that if you pass it on your client's head, it's gonna leave the hair dark. It's still gonna cut, but it's gonna leave it dark. And that transition from skin, which is a 0, to a dark guard is what makes the taper or the fade look good. Some barbers want to skip steps and they want to do a 1.5 or a 1, and that's why their haircuts don't look good. That's why they look like military haircuts. Because yes, it's faster to blend from a 0 to a 1, but it doesn't look as nice as if you blend from a 0 to a 3. Okay, so I need you guys to understand a 3-guard is essential to having a good blend because it leaves the hair dark. Okay, so we have the bottom and then we have the top. So right now, after I'm done with this guard, it's going to go all the way to the top. So did you guys see it go all the way to the top of your left side of your screen? That is the highest guard we're going to use, and that's the highest that we're going to go on the client's head. So the 0 line's all the way at the bottom, and the 3-guard's all the way on top, okay? So I'm putting it this way so it's easier for you guys to visualize it. Now with the 1.5 guard and the lever open, right there it says lever open, we're going to go right under the 3-guard. So after we're done using this guard, which we just finished, we put it underneath the 3-guard because that's where it goes. And you see how we're flying through these steps? These steps they matter, but they don't matter that much. This step right here, the 0.5 guard, is the last. This is the icing on the cake, okay? This is a cherry on top. It's what's gonna make the haircut look good. You cannot go fast on this step. You cannot. The way I cut hair fast and the way I cut hair well with high quality is I go through these steps super quick, and when it's time to detail with the 0.5, which is the guard that I'm detailing with right now, I take my time with it because I know that this guard is what's going to make the haircut look good. This guard and this guard only, okay? So there's no point in taking 10 minutes on your 0 line, or 10 minutes taking off the 0 line, or 5 minutes on the 3-guard. There's no point in any of that. You shouldn't take more than 1 or 2 minutes in each step because it's just part of the process. But the icing on the cake, you know, what's gonna make your dish look nice, the presentation, it's this guard right here. This is called detailing, okay? So if you're gonna get something from this video, get that if you want to cut hair faster, you need to develop a system that's efficient. I don't want to say fast because when I say fast, people think rush the haircut. I'm not telling you guys rush the haircut. I'm just telling you guys be efficient with your steps, so that way you don't spend too much time on the step that you don't have to spend that much time on. So the taper is pretty much done. It doesn't look that good right now. I'm gonna point with my finger where I don't like it, right there. I don't like that area. It doesn't look blended. It doesn't look nice. So guess what? Because I went through all my steps so quickly, I can come back and detail even more. So now I have the no guard all the way open, and I'm just touching that line just to make sure that it blends in smooth. Now before we go on with the rest of the video, I want to tell you guys a little bit on the clippers that I'm using and why I use these. If you want a discount code to any of the clippers you see me using in this video, I'm going to leave a screenshot of everything that I use on your screen, and I'm going to leave a link below in the description along with the code Joe's Cuts. That will get you the most money off on any of these clippers. Also, if you feel like you're stuck in any part of your barbering career and you don't know how to scale, or you don't know how to go to the next step, or you don't even know how many steps there are, I made this guide that simplifies barbering and how to be a successful barber in 4 different stages, all the way from barely beginning to mastering your consultation skills and using psychological techniques to make sure that your clients come back to you, and it's all for the price of less than one haircut. All right, let's get back to the haircut, and I hope you guys understand the shading of it, right? The shades is all white, light gray, medium gray, dark gray, and darker gray, or you can say black, right? So imagine you're just shading with a pencil, and it really is that simple. The darker you want the pencil to go, the more pressure you're going to put on it. It's the same concept with cutting hair, just simplify it. When you simplify something, it's just a lot easier to understand, and once you understand it, you'll get better at it, and that's just simple. All right, so now what am I doing? I'm doing some detailing with my shears, and this is just to put even more icing on the cake. This is just to make sure that my haircut is top of the top. And guess what? I have the luxury of doing it because I went through my steps. I have a system, I went through them, and they went by quick. So let's do the back of the hair now. And I'm not going to put the steps on the left side. You guys might like it, but I don't think you will understand it well enough if I keep putting it on the side. So let's just go through it. The first step, which is going to be our foundation, we're not going to go any lower than this, okay, is our 0. Same thing. By the way, you see me pointing with my hands and doing a lot of this. I have the same exact video, live tutorial, okay? Live tutorial on my YouTube. I'll put a link in the description. So I uploaded this video twice. One is a voiceover and one is live tutorials. Let me know which one you like the most. All right, now with the lever all the way open, we're gonna go about a half an inch, maybe even a full inch above the 0 line, and I just want to give myself enough room to blend. Now we have the lever halfway. We're not gonna do this lever has, or this clipper has 5 notches. We're just gonna go open, halfway, and closed. Keep it simple, right? Now it's all the way closed, and we're gonna make sure we're keeping a flicking out motion, and also using a little bit more of our corners. Not really the whole blade is touching the skin. It's really like the last 4 or 5 teeth of the blade. That's what's on his skin. So if you see, I don't use 2 hands to play with the lever. I just do it with my thumb. It's just easier, and out of experience, it just happens like that. It's just faster. It's really nothing fancy to it. It's just faster, in my opinion. And now I'm just making sure that all the hair is cut evenly because I don't want to come back to this step. I want to be efficient. I'm not being fast. I'm not rushing it. I'm just being efficient. I want to make sure that this step is done right the first time so that I don't have to waste any time when I come back. And if I do, then that'll just be the detailing part. And if I do these steps quick, then I can have as much time as I want for detailing. Okay, cool. So now with the 3 guard all the way open, I'm going to make sure that I'm not putting too much pressure on his head, okay? I want to keep that same shape. We talked about shades on the first side. Now I'm going to talk about shapes, okay? The shape that we're trying to create as the barber from this specific point of view, I'm pretending my eyes are the camera right here. We want it to kind of be a U going up his occiput. So if you guys look at the shape of the bottom of the taper, it's a rainbow, okay? At the top of the taper, it's going to be a U, so an upside down rainbow. You saw me do the shape literally right now with my clippers. It's going to be an upside down shape, and the reason why is because we want to dip it underneath the occipital bone. Every single haircut that I do, no matter what type of haircut they ask me for, I always dip it under the occipital bone, unless they have like a 4 guard on top or a 5 guard on top or a 6 guard on top. Why? Well, that's just because really the same shape on every single head looks the same, or it doesn't look the same. There's a specific one shape looks good on all heads, and that shape has to go under the occipital bone, and that is a super sauce cheat code, okay? It doesn't matter what my clients ask me, high fade, mid fade, low fade, every single fade is going under the occipital bone. Every single fade. That's real. Okay. Damn, I can't believe I just gave that away right now. Okay, so now with the 1.5 guard, we're gonna go underneath our 3. So we're almost halfway done. Or actually, no, we're almost done. Because keep in mind, it's the 0, lever open, lever halfway, lever closed. Cool, that's the bottom part. Then we move up to the top, which is a 3 guard, and then the 1.5 guard, which we have right now in our hand. And the last step is the 0.5 guard. So we are done. Almost done. This is the second to last step, and guess what? Since we went through the system efficiently, not fast, I want to erase that word from your lingo. we did it efficiently. We can come back right now with the 0.5 guard and we can take as much time as we need, because this guard is the glue. Okay, this guard is what's gonna glue the bottom part that we did, which is the 0, lever open, lever halfway, lever closed. It's gonna glue it from the bottom to the top, which is the 3 guard and the 1.5 guard. Does that make sense? The 0.5 is the bridge that connects light to dark on some Anakin Skywalker Star Wars shit. This is like, the 0.5 is like the chosen guard. So you need to spend as much time as you can with the 0.5 and as little time as you can with all the other guards. All right, think of it, all the other guards are the, I don't know, the ugly people. Nah, not ugly. The 0.5 is the one that you want. All right, just give that one a little extra love. Give it some, whatever it is, give it some flowers every day, and I guarantee you it's gonna do wonders for your haircuts. And we're pretty much done with the haircut as it is. I'm probably just gonna use a lot of my corners, which is what I'm doing now. And like I said, the live part, or the live version of this exact same video, touches on some things that I did not touch on with the voiceover. So I highly recommend that you go watch the live one too, because I guarantee you, I mean, every single video I try to do my best to be as detailed as possible, because I know what it's like to be a beginner barber watching YouTube videos, because I was a beginner barber watching YouTube videos at one point. So I hope that my voiceovers are helping you guys out. And yeah, we're pretty much almost done with the video. One thing that I will tell you guys is please make sure to have light pressure on your client's head. That's like something that no one ever talks about. I started talking about it and then everyone started talking about it, but make sure you keep light pressure on your, like right now you see my client's head is not moving at all, because I'm not digging into his head. I'm barely gliding on his head, and that's the secret. That really is a secret. Fuck the flick of the wrist that everyone talks about. Don't get me wrong, it is important, but the lightness, or the very little pressure, is something no one talks about, and it's very important. So make sure you're gliding on their head when you're cutting. It doesn't matter what guard you have. You can have a 3 guard, a 4 guard, a 2 guard, a 1 guard, a 0.5 guard. It doesn't matter. Be light. Be light, okay? That's pretty much the end of the video, guys. I don't know what else to say, and I'm just probably gonna yap for like another minute. So I appreciate everyone watching, and leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I should be uploading more videos that I did live teaching. I'm gonna do a voiceover on them so I can have new content for you guys. Same haircuts, just like a different take, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off. There's 1.5 minutes left in this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna put some nice music, and this is literally the icing on the cake, the finishing parts. And guess what, we did both sides in 14 minutes, 15 minutes. So you can do a full haircut in 25 minutes. 25 minutes is a long time. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned something. See you guys in the next video.